All right, we are rolling. Hi, welcome, dear Capricorn. This is Tarot Lumination with your general report for the March 2018 season time period thing that we call it. Cards were well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Just not enough time, not enough room. Sorry. We're going to use the journey, heart spread, and call it from the middle, right from the middle, the heart, okay? We've done this enough times. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. You know the drill, and then reinterpret as needed, okay? You can even cross-watch, okay? Some people do that a lot. Apparently, it really helps. All right, so we're going to get going here. The Pisces energy is very strong right now, and it's going to be down there in your third house, mostly to do with, communications and day-to-day workings about how we interact with the world, our speaking, our listening, our teaching, our learning, day-to-day with friends, family, and the people in our immediate life and our short distances around us. Okay, so you might, with the emphasis on the Chiron energy, especially towards the end of the month, you could be discovering a lot of things that don't work, things that need to be revealed in order to be healed. So please take that as a blessing, okay? And we'll work from there, all right? So that you're not overwhelmed or at the mercy of that energy, Sometimes Neptunian Pisces energy can be extremely hard to handle, as beautiful as it is, all right? It's very easy to get lost, put it that way, or disappointed, or deceived, or deluded, when we don't want that, okay? We want the best of this. We're going to make the best of this, okay, Capricorn? So let's have a look, see what's going on. All right, Tarot Illumination angels are here, so please invite yours to join us as well. Let's make this a team effort. All right. Really splitting up the deck quite severely there. All right, let's have a look. Here we go. So at the core here, the heart, okay? The heart needs what it needs, wants what it wants, and it's up to you, dear Capricorn, to feed that, okay? Nurture yourself, love yourself first and foremost. What are you bringing in with you? Think of this as legacy, baggage, history, past life, vibrations, all your recent fears from the eclipses, whatever it is. Over here is the ever-present now. This is where all your power lies, but this is often where people fear to be, because it means having to be completely clear and present with the truth, the facts of your reality. And a lot of us prefer the status quo, the devil we know, and from there we can project and so-called anticipate an already predetermined future, which doesn't really have to be that way. You can actually be purely in the moment, where the land of opportunity lies, where you make your decisions. And it is through the healing power of your decisions that you catalyze your momentum, your evolution, as opposed to having to live at the mercy of what was, or circumstance, or fate, which we're going to look at soon. Over here would be, how are you going to make these decisions in ways that are effective and most loving for you to nurture your core heart self, because that's what's best for you, which is ultimately what's best for humanity, okay? And over here would be the consequences of respecting yourself and honoring yourself and making loving, healing decisions, okay? If you outsource your decisions, if you're constantly blaming life for whatever happens into your life, if it's really good, you blame fate, like, oh, well, I deserved it. If it's really awful, you blame fate, like, well, I was doomed anyway. I mean, it's kind of self-defeating attitude, and it's very easy to live that way and do that. We all do it to some degree. It doesn't have to be that way. If you activate in the now, in the present, the healing power of your decisions. So what if you slack off? What if you mess up? What happens? What are you going to lose? What happens if you stay very conscious and present? How does that work out for you? And over here is the momentum. Let's say prospects of the energy as it takes you into the next beat of your heart. If you think of that as the heart, okay? And like your life journey, living through as your conscious self, but at the very core is a living, beating heart, which, is constantly needing new nutrients, to pump around the body, and excreting toxins to get rid of them, get them out of your life, your world, your body. Circumstantial energy. Two of Pentacles. So at least you're comfortable with the energy of Pentacles, Capricorn. Like you're really good at this. You're probably the best person on the planet to be able to handle the inequities, the imbalances of life in this world and figure out ways to make them work. You know, that's why Capricorns are typically so good at being in leadership positions where they have learned the hard way about what works and what doesn't work. And that can happen on a continuous basis. Even like really successful bosses and CEOs of corporations, companies, jobs, schools, enterprises, or whatever it is, they will honestly, openly admit that they're always learning something new every day. A lot of, you know, but they understand that all their power lies in the moment, making clear, honest decisions based on, you know, what are the facts? What are the facts over here that are impeding our evolution? What are the facts over here that are benefiting our evolution? Let's strike a balance because it's never all that way all the time. It's never that way all the time. There's always a balance going on, which can cause a lot of emotional turbulence for people who are not good at handling these imbalances. You, Capricorn, are good at this stuff. So let's have a look. What is the heart calling? Okay, be very, very careful because like with it's so easy to like fool ourselves with Piscean energy. We can get so, let's say, caught up in what could be or what should be, or almost like fantasy desires of what could be, and instead of acknowledging the reality. And so as beneficial as Pisces energy can be for you, Capricorn, because it's going to be so heavily focused on what doesn't work, you know, with the Chiron thing lit up there, so much light is going to be pouring into that part of your life we mentioned earlier, where you're going to discover that a lot of things that aren't working. Are you a good listener or not? Are you a good speaker or not? Are you speaking the truth when you speak? Are you, let's say, manipulating the truth? Are you trying to get away with things? Are you trying to squirm through this? In other words, when the lights come on in this third house of your life, are you being exposed to a lot of things that you are realizing are not, let's say, worthy of you and that are below you? And then realizing that you're trying to like squirm out of it. My feeling here is that the heart is saying, please, please be very, very careful, dear Capricorn. Right now, I am extremely vulnerable to, let's say, illusion and delusion right now. And my heart is saying, please be very consciously, openly aware, my dear leader. Because, you know, if you think of your conscious self as the entity that has to feed the heart, if you're doing a lot of things on autopilot that have just been like, that's just what you do without thinking about it because it's just second nature. Okay, well, there's more to learn. There's a lot you might discover that was happening on autopilot that's actually been disserving you and it's not working. And the heart is saying, please, please be very, very careful. Like the heart being so vulnerable right now to being deceived by you, the custodian of your physical body, your physical life, your physical world, your conscious self, where you could easily betray yourself without even knowing it. And this is a very loud call energy of betrayal and let's say unacceptable behaviors, unacceptable actions, thoughts, concepts. You know, if you think of the sword's energy is very much related with thoughts, speaking, and listening. And it's so important to understand right now how you could easily, without even knowing it, uh, let's say, be vulnerable to deception from others, by others, be vulnerable to self-deception as well. And this is just like a wake-up call. My feeling that this is a very loud, like an amber warning sign, amber warning. Like it's not saying emergency. It's just saying beware, 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 beware. We are skating on very thin ice right now. Things are getting a little bit precarious. Be very. The heart is telling you The deep subconscious soul of your heart is telling you, the conscious self, please wake up, Capricorn. Be very, very careful about what you're saying, how you're saying it, who you're saying it to, when you're saying it, why you're saying it, all of that. And please be very clear on what you are hearing from others, and not reinterpreting, but listening to facts, okay? Because the heart does not want to be hurt. The heart does not want to be betrayed. What are you bringing in with you? Okay. Well, with the temperance here, my feeling is that it's almost like you're already aware of this, of what's going on, and that maybe you've done a really, really good job of getting to be who you are, where you are right now, and climbing and succeeding and growing and advancing, and then realizing that there's a few things that are really unacceptable, out of whack, that really, really need healing, but it's stuff that could be very difficult to heal because you might be, just doing everything you can to keep things in harmony and balance as they are right now, trying to figure out how to maintain that stability. And yet, there is a high degree of instability going on, but my feeling is that it's very, very slippery. It's very hard to define, typically like that Neptune Piscean energy, where it's just like, like the more you try to do something or make something, the farther and farther it slips away. In other words, if you're on black ice and you think, I know that I can handle this, I'm just going to walk over here. And all of a sudden, you're walking this way, but you're sliding backwards. It's that kind of energy that we're dealing with here. So it's very, very hard to, let's say, get traction in this situation. So much of our life, our day-to-day life, is conducted through the third house energy of communications, listening and speaking, learning, teaching, just getting along with coworkers and neighbors and siblings and everything. And if there's something really out of whack here that needs attention so that you don't get into trouble, please see this, it's almost what you're bringing in with you is all, to me, it feels like it's almost like a really successful person coming into Tarot Illumination and getting a private reading and saying, excuse me, I don't really want to do this. I don't even want to be here. I don't want a private reading. I don't want any of that stuff. But I got serious stuff that's going wrong and I need help. I need attention. I need to find harmony and balance. I need to bring the love back in. I'm doing everything to maintain stability, but I feel like I'm on black ice right now. It's very, very treacherous. I'm really, really scared. Deep down, the heart is scared. And you're coming into this reading here, almost calling out for healing. I need this healing. I don't want to admit this or talk about this with anybody, because then it might make you appear as though you do not have your act together. And that's the worst thing for a Capricorn, to be seen as not successful, or to be seen as failing, or to be seen as losing traction in their life and their world. That's a big problem. Okay, let's have a look at the ever-present now. Okay, well, the intentions are very good, thank heavens, okay? So it feels to me is that your heart is, like right now, you are very, very eager to get away from this very slippery, awkward energy right now, where it is so hard to get traction, or maybe where it has been very hard to get traction, and you're doing everything as well as you can. And it's almost like coming to a realization, like, I give up. It's just like, you know what? I give up. If you're constantly trying to balance things out and get traction when you're on black ice, it's almost like a huge waste of energy. Sometimes it's better to let go and just say, I can't handle this. I can't cope. I mean, I know you don't want to do that, Capricorn. It's like being the boss and saying, listen, everybody, I need a break. I need to heal right now. And we're going to get the vice president to take over for a while, because I need a break. I need to heal. I need to bring the love to me right now. And I'm sorry if you guys don't get it, but that's what's important. It's almost like right now, it's Capricorn, is something calling out and saying, I have to make an executive decision to put myself first, to step away from the battlefronts of life and start to bring the love home first and foremost. You don't have to be out there in the forefront of your life all day, every day, like a lot of Capricorns like to do and be, because it's natural. It's time to heal yourself right now. And you know this, You know this, you just might not like to know it, might not want to admit it or want to deal with it. What about the healing power of your decisions? Okay, let's be honest here. It feels to me like what's happening is that it's almost like you don't have a choice right now except to, let's say, be very, very methodical about what's happening. In other words, if you're on black ice in your life and you're looking around you and you're trying to stop yourself skidding around and you're trying to get traction, sometimes the best thing to do is completely stop. Stop dead in your tracks and evaluate. Okay, what's going on? Okay, number one, I'm on black ice. It's very, very hard to get traction. Number two, I'm already expending every energy I have to try and retain balance and equilibrium. It's a little bit awkward. The reality is, I'm discovering what is not working. Okay, so I feel, hold on, stay there, don't go away. Stay there. I feel this card here, the Seven of Pentacles, is very much to do with the discovery of everything that's going on here in the third house about what is not working in that part of your life. Okay, discovering, like, it's almost like you're a Capricorn and you're here, you're getting a reading with Tarot Illumination, and you're there like, okay, I admit it. I've got this and this and this and this and this, which is all working just fine. I've got all these gifts and talents and resources. All that part's really, really good. And now I have to admit it, I'm stuck because I'm realizing all the other things that are, let's say, in terms of business, assets and liabilities. You always have assets, you always have liabilities. It's like you're discovering your liabilities here. It's the healing power of your decisions is to deliberately face what you are seeing, what the sun is lighting up right now, and what the planets are lighting up right now in the third house, and to use this as an opportunity to discover a lot more about your liabilities. Where are the weeds? Where are the toxins? Where are the poisons? Where is all the overgrowth? Where is all the neglect? Where is all the lack of maintenance? Where is all the lack of repair that is impeding the blossoming and the further nurturance and growth here? Okay? Very, very sensible, good, solid, practical, business-like approach. Well done, Capricorn. So how are we going to actually do that effectively? Okay, be afraid. Be very, very afraid, as they say. In other words, acknowledge the fear, so to speak. What's that expression? Feel the fear and then do it anyway. Okay, so what could be happening is that you get exposed to these things and everything that needs healing, everything that's not working, everything that's impeding the growth, everything that's impeding the love that your heart deserves. And it's right to be scared. It's right to be like disturbed and feel uncomfortable, and treat that as a very, very powerful body signal, like, wow, I'm glad I'm finding out now. I really need to take care of this. It is going to be a journey to fix it, because realistically, as human beings, we've never been here before. You have never lived through March 2018 before. None of us have, but you are going to do it right now, and it's happening right now. And you might be a little, let's say, intimidated by what lies ahead here. But the good thing is to treat it as an initiation, like getting hazed, like, okay, well, I got to do this. I know I've got to do it. I know it's going to be scary, but no one else can do this for me. I can get support. I can get healing. I need to heal myself. I know I need to separate myself from the battlefronts of life. I know I need to do this repair and maintenance and evaluation of what needs maintaining and repair. And yeah, I'm not sure how this is all going to play out, but at least you're doing what your heart cries out for. Okay, let's have a look. Consequentially, here's what happens. So what happens is, methodically, very systematically, you realize everything that's not working in a very, very business-like way. With the Page of Pentacles, it's like I was talking about earlier, about being the CEO of a corporation. A really, really good top-end CEO is very aware that they are flawed and that they have limitations. And so the way they get around that, guess what they do? They surround themselves with talent. They admit that they don't know everything. They admit that they want to succeed and win and even more than ever before, but they can't do it on their own. It is an act. It does involve, let's say, joint resources and things, and like becoming wiser and learning more. And one of the best things to do that is admit that you don't know certain things. Admit that you don't have all your stuff together. You don't really know all about your assets, and you don't really have fully understanding of your liabilities. And it's going to happen. You're going to find out now. It has to happen. Otherwise, things are just going to get turbulent. So, what happens when you make good decisions to nurture what needs to be nurtured? Okay, it's like you bring like a cold, stark truth to the situation, knowing that you didn't know. There was just a lot of stuff you didn't know. It's okay. Pages, I see it as a vigilante energy here, where it's sort of about you realize how, like, when you make these good decisions to do the repair and the maintenance and the cleanup, you are being a good vigilante. You're being a good whistleblower on yourself. I think that's a very healthy thing to do. And when you're ignoring the repairs and maintenance that need to happen in your life, in your world, in order to gain traction again, then let's say, you're not calling out the truth on yourself, which is just going to leave you stuck here on black ice. Okay, prospects. Okay. Well, it's an amplification here. My feeling here with the Queen of Swords is that as you get deeper and deeper into this process, if you look at it as a process, as a method, I know this doesn't sound like business as such, but if you think of this as almost a business practice, like, hold on, it's like you're looking at your whole business and realizing we need to reevaluate everything top to bottom. And it's time to be really, really strict about this. And because this is no longer tolerable. The heart cannot tolerate Seven of Swords energy for long. Eventually, something has to be done. And in order to gain traction and get back into the groove again, it means divorcing yourself, separating from anything that's BS. I have to be very careful about language on this channel, dear viewers. I'm sorry. So, in other words, as you go through this, every time you make a loving decision to take a very close look at your assets and liabilities in your day-to-day world, about how you're conducting your business, and you deliberately, willingly start to do the repairs and the maintenance, and call out anything that you discover is unethical about your attitudes, thoughts, perceptions, anything, anyone and anybody around you that is not healthy for you, they have to go. Anything around you that you are radiating yourself in terms of misconceptions, attitudes, beliefs, speaking things that are below you, that has to go as well. The BS meter is beeping here very, very, very loudly, and it is saying it's time to step back, Capricorn, do the homework, do the repairs, be aware, and let's get deep, deep into discovering what is not working. Full appraisal. Admit your youth, admit your innocence, admit the naivety here, admit that you want to get on and repair and fix things and get things back into alignment. And a lot of that is by removing obstacles. You've got to reveal it to heal it. This is a journey of discovering an awful lot about what is not working for you. Okay? And that gives you a chance to figure out, okay, so what are we going to do now? It's like doing an appraisal of an old house or an old car. Okay, this has got to go. This has got to go. We got to fix this. We got to fix that. Fix that. This is unacceptable. These team members have to go. These team members have to go. We need to bring in new talent. Surround yourself with talent. Okay, and move forward. Calling out the truth on yourself and raising up the BS meter and using the healing power of no to anything that is not serving you. Okay, Capricorn? Sorry, I went on a bit long there. Bye-bye. All the best. Hold on. Let me just leave this here for you. Watch your sun, moon, and rising and all that, okay? All the best. Bye.